What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm finally back with another video, I guess. Well, I'm back here with a video. I know it's been forever since I dropped the video, but I did want to drop this video. Just, am I back? I don't know, but I did want to drop this video of me getting my ELO. Um, I kind of want to say it's like one of my, I think it's probably like my second or third highest ELO that I've gotten, um, starting ELO wise. But yeah, this is a really fun team. I did end up switching out Amphros for Focus Blast, but I don't think I do it in this video. I'm only showing the first two sets because that's where I got the Elo. But I did end up switching to Focus Blast, Amphros. But this by this time this video is out, the cup is already over, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, hope you guys have been well. Dropping a video. And yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys this fun little team that I created here. Thinking it would work with my rank 1 Shadow Kanto Ninetales legacy, by the way, Ember. But yeah, um, and we're gonna see for Alligator up against our Galissapod. We're gonna go ahead and shield. I'm gonna go ahead and do one and throw, just to make sure that obviously one turn versus a two turn, you want to make sure you throw on odds. And then I'm gonna try to catch the move here. Also, they also try to catch the move, and they tried to throw the move at me too. So I guess they tried to CMP time me. And I'm going to be able to make it to the Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands is going to be enough to KO from this range. And we are going to be able to take out the for Alligator with our Kanto Ninetales. Shadow Kanto Ninetales. Going into the next match, we're going to see Licky Tongue up against our, not Licky Tongue, but Licky Licky up against our Ninetales. And this is kind of iffy because they do have access to Earthquake. I throw in bad timing here. Not counting, obviously, most likely. I'm going to go ahead and shield this just in case it is the Earthquake. And then now I'm gonna try to catch the next one on my. No, I guess isn't the game that I was thinking of. They do throw a shadow ball. I'm gonna throw in, throw my move, chip them a little bit. It should be enough to be with Fury Cutters and X Scissor range here. So we're gonna see if we can force them to shield. For Alligators, starting to chunk us with their Shadow Claws here. Charge up the Excellent. They do just let it go through. Not enough to KO, but I don't think this Hydro Cannon is going to be enough to KO. So I'm going to go ahead and let it go through. Not enough to KO. They do swap out. They're going to swap back into their Licky Tongue. I'm going to go for the X Scissor here. Go ahead and switch out into my Amphros. Going to go ahead and let this go through, most likely. Yep, we're going to go ahead and let it go through. It is the Earthquake, and now at this point, I'm like, oh, man, we're kind of in some trouble. And also, I should have went for the Trailblaze here, ramping up my energy or my damage, but I guess it didn't really matter. Mud Slap's going to come in, and at this point, I'm just like, yeah, my Galissa pod is gone. There's nothing I can do. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this game up. And now we're going to go into the next match. We're going to see Ninetales into Scizor, and this is good for the Ninetales. Going to switch out into Kingdra. Kingdra is going to get met with our Amphros. Amphros charging up to the Trailblaze, charging up their, ramping up our attack. Going to go ahead and shield this up because these Dragon Breaths are chunking. Lucky for us, we do not get the Octazooka attack debuff. We're going to be able to try to make it to another move here, but I get farmed down. So unfortunate for me, I had to go down 2 shields. And unfortunately, I did not. So I'm going to come into my Calistopod. I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. Most likely going to be the Outrage. It is the Outrage. It's going to be able to farm down completely. And now I'm hoping in the back there's something that's weak to my Kanto Ninetales. And I'm going to go ahead and let this go through. In the back is a Swampert. I think it was a Swampert. We're going to see. I can't see. Yeah, it was a Swampert. So we're going to see. We do get the attack fall. So that's something for us. I'm going to be able to try to make it to a move here. I don't know if I throw the... Okay, I just go straight for the Scorching Sands, making sure it's enough to KO. Because I don't know if the Weather Ball was going to be enough to KO from that range. And we do knock him out. Fury Cutters is not going to be enough to farm us down. And 2 Embers are going to be enough to KO the Scissor. And now we're going to go into the next battle. We're going to see Skeletons up against our Ninetales. And this is actually pretty bad for the Ninetales. Being that, well, I mean, it's a little weird, right? Because if they let this go through, we'll see how this play out. If they let this go through, it does do massive damage. And I believe we did shield up the potential Shadow Ball. So now I'm going to try to farm them down completely. I think I can live with Shadow Ball. We are XL, rank 1, baby. And this is going to be enough to farm them down completely. And they're going to come out into a Credilli, I think. And at this point, I believe I should swap out. Unfortunately, I am not swapping out. Going to be able to make it to another Weather Ball here. And it's going to be chunking down. And now at this point, I think I'm just going to go ahead and let this go through. Keep the shield for my Amphros. Amphros is a little bit underwhelming with the bulk. And now I am going to go ahead and throw the Aqua Tail here, switch out into my Ampharos. Ampharos is going to be able to do some wonderful work here up against this Empoleon. And Empoleon is going to be able to make it to a Hydro Cannon. They might make it to another one. They don't make it to another one. Really good for us. We're going to be at the back-to-back Trailblazers. Probably should have just went for the Trailblaze. But either way, Brutal Swing should be enough from this range to KO. And yeah, I should have went Trailblaze then the Brutal Swing to make sure it's going to be an... Oh, no, never mind, never mind. We make it to 3 Brutal Swings, and that is the correct play here. Did not realize they had 2 shields, and we're going to be able to take this game. Yeah. Remember, guys, these battles are done on my Twitch. I do go live on Twitch every day, but I've been streaming a lot of Unite, so sometimes I do stream Pokemon Go. Depends on what the meta is, what the it just really depends on how I feel. To be honest, they're gonna switch. I think they swapped out into a Venusaur, which I'm like, okay, well, gonna go ahead and stay in here. Gonna be able to make it to the next fire weather ball. Are they going to shield this up? Nah, and they just end up top lefting, and that is gonna be a good game. We're gonna go ahead and get a 4-1 for our troubles here. I believe this is our Elo set. And then I'm gonna showcase one more set where I climbed a little bit more. Right now my elo is a little bit underwhelming. Um, I like to tank a lot. Not gonna lie, I like to tank a lot. I'm looking at my progress here, looking at my win rate, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what it is. 2268, I believe, and now we're gonna hop into the next set. We're gonna see Typhlosion up against our Ninetales, and this is actually a little iffy for the Ninetales, right? Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Non-shadow Typhlosion, gonna be able to, and then I think I threw on bad timing there. I think I missed out on one Ember. They are gonna shield, which is terrible for me. I thought since they were normal, and not in shadow, they were gonna go ahead and let it go through, but they don't. I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch the next Thunder Punch here on my Ampharos, and it looks like I successfully did catch the punch. And now we do also sneak, which is gonna make us allow us to get to this Brutal Swing. Gonna be enough to KO the Typhlosion, and now they are thinking about what should they come into, and they come into a Greninja. Gonna be able to throw the Trailblaze on good timing here, and they just let it go through, and this game is over. They were core broken by the Ampharos, and now we're gonna go ahead into the next match. We're gonna see Ninetales up against a Poliwrath, and this is pretty bad for the Ninetales, I would say. A little bit of some lag. Now I'm gonna switch out into my Ampharos. Ampharos gonna have to shield this up, even though it's Icy Wind. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and ramp up my energy here. Miltank comes in, and this is kind of bad. This is where I kind of was like, okay, you know what? Focus Blast might actually be the move, and not Trailblaze and Brutal Swing. You do want Brutal Swing. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I kept Brutal Swing for the Skeledirges, and I just really liked Focus Blast because I was just one-shotting Pokemon left and right. If they no shielded. Unfortunately, gonna end up losing Swamp and go down to Shield. Now they're gonna come into the Poliwrath, gonna be able to make it to the Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands is not gonna be enough to KO, but gonna be enough to get a shield. They're gonna swap out into a Golem. Golem. This is spicy. I'm gonna go ahead and shield. Rock Blast, unfortunate. And now I am gonna be able to make it to this Aqua Jet. Do they want to shield this move up? They don't. I'm gonna try to throw on bad timing there. Oh my gosh. And now we are gonna get the shield. And I think because I threw on bad timing, that was what, yeah. You're gonna be able to make it to a wild charge up against me, and then this should be a scold, I believe. Power up punch. Okay, they go for the power up punch. It's gonna be super close. Gonna be able to make it to the Scorching Sands here. Scorching Sands should be enough to KO from this range, but can we farm them down before they farm us down? We are able to farm them down before they get the rollout down, and we are going to be able to take that game. Oh man. As we are gonna go into the next battle, we're gonna see Galvantula up against our Ninetales, and this is really good for the Ninetales. They're gonna switch out into a Galvantula. Galvantula is gonna get met, or into Kingdra. Kingdra is gonna get met with my Ampharos. Ampharos is gonna go ahead and shield this up. Hopefully, we don't get the attack fall. We don't get the attack fall, and I learned last time, do not go for the Trailblaze. So I'm just gonna go straight for the Brutal Swings here, to try to get some type of advantage. And this one actually does not shield, which is kind of crazy. They're gonna let me win swamp. That's fine with me, I guess. And now they are going to come back into their Garvantula. Going to go for the Brutal Swing here. Maybe make it to potentially make it to another one. Let's see. Do I have enough health? I do have enough health to make it to another move. This Brutal Swing is going to do a nice little amount of damage. Probably could have swapped out and Fury cut them down. Or actually, potentially got a snipe with the embers. They're gonna switch out into a belly boat. Belly boat gonna get hit with the scorching sands unless they end up shielding, which they do end up using a protect shield. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Parabolic charge. Gonna try to make it to a weather ball here, and then I'm gonna switch out into my Galissapod, and then probably tank the move here. And this is probably bad for us, to be honest. This is not looking good. They do end up swapping out. Gonna go ahead and shield this lunge up, which doesn't really feel too good. And now I am gonna try to make it to multiple moves here, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to KO. I don't think two Aquatails or Aqua Jets are gonna be enough to KO. We don't even make it to the move. Unfortunate for us, and I believe this is going to be enough to KO, and we're just not going to be able to farm them down before they farm us down. And unfortunate, we're gonna end up taking a loss. Now we're gonna see Pidgeot up against our Ninetales. And I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try to throw on good timing here. Don't know if I threw on good timing, but I do remember I did throw on bad timing when up against a Pidgeot. They are gonna switch out into a Credilli. Credilli's gonna get met with my Galissapod. I do believe this is the cap tie, the bap tie, CMP tie. And now it is the CMP tie. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Rock Tomb is gonna be coming through. Gonna try to make it to another move here. Go straight for the farm down. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and shield and just go straight for the farm down now. Hopefully I can get the farm down. I do get the farm down. Looks like I'm close to two moves here. Yeah, looks like I'm pretty close to two moves. Maybe I can get to another move. Aqua Jet, first Aqua Jet is gonna come through. They're gonna let it go through on the Heliolisk, and then another Aqua Tail. They're just gonna go ahead and let it go through as well. Gonna try to make it to a move here, and it looks like I might end up switching out, trying to catch a move here. Don't try to catch, unfortunately. And now do I end up shielding here? I do end up shielding. Gonna try to make it to the move here. I do make it to the move. Are they going to shield this up? They do want to shield it. And now I'm gonna try to catch. Don't catch. And then whatever is in the back did not want to see my Ampharos because they end up conceding the match. We're gonna see Victory Bell up against our Ninetales, and this is actually pretty good for the Ninetales. They're gonna swap out into a Galissapod. Galissapod is gonna get met with my Ampharos. Galissapod is going to be able to throw a move here. Gonna go ahead and let this go through. Gonna try to make it to multiple moves here. Gonna go ahead and shield this up. I don't know if I should have went for the Trailblaze or what. Probably so. I could have forced the shield here, but unfortunate for me. I mean, either way, I still end up winning swap. And now we're gonna see they're gonna come into a Victory Bell here. And now gonna go ahead and hit them with the Bruise Swing. Fortunate for me, and then they're gonna swap out into a Tentacruel, and I don't think this is a winning matchup for us. They baited out our electric type, and unfortunate for us, we're just not gonna be able to do anything this game. I don't think we're gonna try to play it out though. Sludge Wave gonna come through, doing massive damage to the Galissapod. Gonna be able to make it to another Aqua Jet here. See what they want to do. Do they want to shield? They do want to start shielding up here, and now I'm gonna try to make it to another move. I do make it to another move, hoping I can switch out just in case they have the I can take or the debuff, right? If I get a debuff, I can just switch out to undebuff myself. But I believe they make it to another Scold here. Not gonna be enough to KO, but it's gonna be super close. Gonna try to get the farm down here. Don't get the farm down, and unfortunate for us, we end up losing a game that we probably should have won. And we're gonna get a more Pego for our troubles. 2277 is our ending elo. Well, it didn't, that wasn't my ending elo, but I do believe I went down to like 2197, I think. So, and then that's when I switched over to Focus Blast. But yeah, hopefully I drop more videos. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I will see you guys on the next video.